Do you want to know how AI is driving healthcare transformation? Do you want to learn how innovation in AI is transforming cancer care too? Well, today we have a very special guest from Canada. I met him at Arab Health, but before bringing him on stage, let me read his bio. Harish Consul is the founder and CEO of OC Grow Ventures, which is widely recognized globally as Canada's leading private venture capital fund focused on health tech and longevity. OC Ventures has been a leading early investor in several world-class longevity companies to date, with primary focus of increasing health span and human wellness. Mr. Consul is an innovator, a thought leader, and a creator. Digital futurist, widely recognized for his visionary leadership and investment knowledge in generative AI and longevity. He is an active board and advisory member of several exponential growth tech unicorn companies and currently on advisory board of Longevity Technology. Harish is a highly acclaimed keynote speaker at top longevity investment conference from London, Abu Dhabi, New Delhi, and around the globe. His visionary speeches to sold out audiences from how to increase health span precision-based advanced diagnostics, personalized therapeutics, stem cell therapy, predictive AI for life extension, epigenetics and microbiome, cell rejuvenation with the latest global innovations in health technology and generative AI. Let me tell something which is not in the bio of Harish. When I met him at Arabelle, something so memorable to me is that Harish is so accomplished, so successful, but so kind because he really spent time, number one, to meet me. There's so many people at Arab Health. Second, he really took time to answer every question I have. That's why when I was listening to Harish, I was like, wait, I think the people needs to listen to Harish because he has so much wisdom to share in terms of how AI is transforming healthcare today. So tune in, watch until the end. I know there's so many things you can learn from Harish. If you do have any questions, please send me or Harish a message and we would love to answer that. Thank you again for watching us live or on replay. This is the Cancer Conversations with Coach Wanda. Every week we go live on LinkedIn because our goal is to share life-saving insights to help people understand how to prevent, detect, and cure cancer. Now, let me bring him on stage. Harish, thank you again for this.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here, Wanda.
Now, Harish, let's go straight to the question. I know I interview at the Arab Health. That's why I was like, no, I have to have Harish on the podcast. Maybe you can tell a bit of story. I know AI is like a thing now, but you've been involved with AI for a very long time. Can you tell a bit of background of story? Because when I reviewed your profile, even before Arab, I was like, wait, he's an engineer. He has a real estate company, a very successful company in Canada, but he's into AI too. Can you tell a story about that?
Sure, happy to, Wanda. So we run a venture capital fund. We have a real estate division. That's our family background and history. But I started Acro Ventures, a venture fund, about 25 years ago. So we invest globally in tech companies and SaaS and cloud and mobile for a long, long time. So, we've been investing in AI over 8 years. People are just now talking about, ChatGPT recently and all of these other models and large language models, but AI has been around a long time. It's really gone mainstream now because of the power of compute. So really, it is an incredible wave of new technology. We've had all these waves the last 50 years, from PC to mobile to cloud to and AI now, and it'll be bigger than all the rest combined, Wanda. It's very exciting what's going on in a number of different industry verticals.
Wow, that's really interesting, right? I mean, we're only talking about now, but you've been doing this for 8 years already. Now, Harish, I also remember you said in Arab Health that, in terms of longevity and AI, you're a product of that. That's why you love it so much. Can you tell us more about, I know longevity is another topic itself and AI, but can you tell more how did AI improve your health overall from your personal experience?
Sure, absolutely. So, traditionally, one of the healthcare industry has been sick care. So, for the last 50 years, when you get sick, you see a doctor or a specialist, you get treated, you get stage 3 or 4 cancer, you get a blood clot, you have a heart attack. That entire industry will be reversed. It's really all about what I call the 3 Ps: precision-based healthcare, hyper-personalized healthcare, and preventative. So it's all about early detection and using AI to accelerate that. And all of us have had family members and loved ones that have been, it's been too late to look at something because by the time you discovered a disease or a treatment, it wasn't available or didn't have the positive effect. So all of that will be changed. And it's never been more exciting to look at how AI first, we call it, is in health and longevity. And as you know, Wanda, it's about health span, not lifespan. It's about
True.
how we live better with cognitive ability and stronger and muscle mass for much longer. So, it's a better life for longer. That's how I look at it.
I think I love what you said. I agree with you. The problem with healthcare, it's always about, getting sick first and then going to the doctor. But
Right.
why not reverse the process, right? Like, as you rightly said, precision medicine, like even early detection, that's something that's very good. Now, can you share, Harish, from your experience, how is AI transforming now in terms of prevention on cancer and chronic diseases?
Yeah, absolutely. So specifically in healthcare, Wanda, we have a massive amount of data from
Yeah.
genetic genetic data, biological data, and then lifestyle data. We were on all these devices,
Mm.
glucose meter, a microbiome test, oral. And so all of this data is being collected real time, and AI can analyze that much better, faster, cheaper, better. It's
Wow.
real time. It can learn, it can become predictive. This whole area of data analytics and predictive healthcare. AI allows us to make that happen at far lower costs. So what's
Mm.
happening is all of these traditional healthcare systems will change into what we believe is an AI first healthcare systems by collecting this
Wow.
and predicting, this is going to
Mm.
happen in 6 months and 8 months and 9 months if you're on this path.
Wow.
So let's
Yeah.
guide you to this path and have a better outcome. That's where we're going. It's fascinating.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited about that because the AI first healthcare, I agree with you. I think in terms of the data, I mean as an accountant, I love data. I
Yes.
know if I know as humans we do have a lot of limitations looking at this and that, but if AI can definitely accelerate detection and even prevention, it can help better because it has better data, then I think it could really change lives. Now, I know from your part of the world in Canada, I mean, you're kind of super advanced on these things. I mean, Dubai, we are, of course, keeping up with the trend. Now, Asia, I mean, from my home country, Philippines, I think we're kind of behind. Now, what are the other things that you saw as challenges in the implementation of AI in healthcare, Harish?
The challenges are really, it's retraining. As you know, people don't want to change. They're used to learning a
Oh,
system
mm,
and they're saying,
yeah,
you look at, surgeons or healthcare professional, this is my experience. I know this space. I've always done it this way. And that's the biggest challenge because it's an entirely new model. And we have to retrain these people and tell them that, early detection and prevention can lead to much better outcomes. In addition, we've got a company in our portfolio, for example, that does real time data analysis of patient care. So why should you
wow.
or I have the care of that local physician or expert? We can have the best
Mm,
care in the world at our fingertips based on thousands of other cases of a similar situation. We can do that with AI now. So, it's better care for the patient, better outcome for the professional. And it's really allows us to, leapfrog over these technologies. Uh,
hmm. I agree with you. I learned, Harry, throughout the years, the most difficult part of an implementation is the acceptance of change, right?
you get in this comfort zone, right? And we
Yeah.
have to keep stretching ourselves. We learn the most when we grow and stretch. But you have
Hmm.
to be open to doing that. And I can give you a lot of examples of some of the companies, that we're involved in. It's very exciting.
Wow. I think I love what you said. Like, you do have invested in a company who can do real time, healthcare. Because I think one of the things that I've seen from my personal experience right now, cancer care, chronic disease, it's so fragmented, right? I mean, you don't even know what's happening. You have a test today, but the test three months ago, you don't know what happened. Is it better? I mean, but there's so many ways it can have to say, it has dropped. This is the trend. This is what you need to do. Who's
That's
the
right.
doctor you need to see next? I mean, there's so many things. Harish, can you give a few examples other than this, real time healthcare that you have seen so far?
Absolutely. So several examples. So we have a microbiome company. We have
Uh huh.
40 trillion cells in our gut health. It's very important to overall health. You can do
Yeah.
personalized microbiome tests and have, robotically create food as supplements. Your
Wow.
gut health is different than my gut health, different than everybody
Hmm.
else. We have another company that does, and their oral health is very important to our overall body
Hmm.
health. So
Yeah.
they send you a saliva kit, Wanda, and you take a saliva sample and they send you personalized toothpaste. So that's where we're
Wow.
going to dramatically help. We have, a
Wow.
big body scanning company that you can get
Hmm.
literally millions of data points on a body scanning pod that you enter,
Yeah.
and early detection of microscopic skin cancer. It detects every
Hmm.
single mole very early, blood abnormalities. It removes the toxins. So all kinds of technology because the volume of data is exceptional and is skyrocketing. So it's all about collecting that data, analyzing that data,
Hmm.
offering predictive treatments. So yeah, many examples. I could go on for hours.
I like that, I remember watching this documentary on Netflix about the microbiome, right? That,
Yeah,
every gut is different. That's why you need to make sure that you're feeding your gut the right one. And if there's a test that could tell you that, that's perfect, right? Now, I also like what you said about having your own personalized toothpaste, because my other interview with another integrative medicine doctor said she clearly explained, like, every problem you have can be seen on your tooth too. And
that's
it's like,
exactly right.
really? And I,
50% of adults get gum disease. And so again, let's prevent these diseases and chronic conditions from ever happening much earlier.
mm,
That's right.
wow, that's super exciting. But I think, Harish, one of the limitations that I'm always saying is that even the healthcare and the insurance is always on the sick side also. Like, if you go to a doctor and say, I want to do a test just to prevent, or just to do some tests to make sure that I'm okay. Now, it's not covered by insurance, right? Now, that's why people, I think, are not willing to pay the money because it's not covered by insurance. Have you seen some changes so far in terms of, the shifts in terms of the insurance as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is shifting, and part of it depends on what country, right? Every
True.
country has different insurance
Hmm. Hmm.
systems. Canada, for example, has free healthcare, but there's other private
Yeah.
offerings. The UAE is quite different, whether you're in India.
Hmm.
So the shift is happening, and it's really a matter of, do you not want better healthcare for your family members and yourself, or do you want to just make sure it's covered in insurance? So the costs will continue to come down, Wanda, as more
Yeah.
scale, as technology improves. Everything always is very expensive when it first comes out for the very rich.
True.
But the real value is in delivering it to the masses, right? So we can all
I
benefit.
agree.
Um,
Hmm.
and so it's happening. It'll take time, but we are entering this world, I firmly believe, of abundance. Things are getting
Yes.
better and cheaper, and more of us are going to have much healthier, longer lives.
Wow, I love the approach of abundance, right? Because I think at the end of the day, the ultimate goal is to save more lives, make healthcare more accessible and affordable to many. Maybe,
Absolutely.
Harish, your next investment would be insurance technology.
Oh, I don't know about that.
To make sure that it's go. I think that will be a good tie-up, right? But
Yeah,
kidding aside, I think there's so many misconceptions about AI. I mean, I remember one of the people I interviewed also, he's the CEO of Pure Lab. He's like, Wanda, we're talking about AI now, but it's been there for the longest period.
that's
Can
right.
you tell about the other misconceptions of AI that people don't understand?
Sure. So there is, you're right. There's a lot of misconception. So, people ask, where are the jobs going to go? Will AI replace humans and all this? AI will never replace humans. But I can tell you
Mm,
that if you're not trained in AI, you don't use AI as a human, you will get replaced. So that's the way to
mm,
look at it is, AI will be part of our lives, and it's a productivity
true.
tool. It helps us
Mm,
accelerate productivity. We can do much more with AI. So, we should embrace AI, but it's not going to replace humans. I mean, there'll be nothing more important than the human touch. I mean, we met in Dubai, right, at Arab Health, for
yeah.
example, and here we are. So those human connections will get more and more important, but
Hmm.
amplified with AI. Yeah,
True, true.
yeah,
I think I love what you said about, there's a lot to fear about being replaced by AI. And I used to be in that space too. I mean, I was like, no, I'm not going to use AI. But when I saw one of my mentors, I was like, oh my God, he's using AI. And then he showed exactly how to do it.
right.
It really improved my productivity 30%. And even when I do training, it's like, you have to use AI. It's as simple as this.
Yeah.
Now, I think my challenge, or maybe I want to tell people that, you might reject AI now, but why not use it and then make sense of whether it's really useful or not?
That's right. That's right. And any new technology when it comes out, when the computer first came out, the cell phone, I don't
Yeah.
need that. But it's just a matter of getting comfortable with new technology. Any repeatable task can be more efficient with AI, and
Hmm.
it will get automated. And honestly, I think podcasts like yourselves, Wanda, are very helpful to help educate, the world and others about. So we should do more of this. We should really, embrace it and teach teach the youth and the elders all about the benefits of AI, because especially in
Definitely.
this health span area, right? Everybody's going to win.
Hmm, definitely. I know you're one of the speakers on Arab, but I was like, I know very few people can only attend workshops, Arab Health, but why not have a platform like this where they get to listen to you? Imagine if people already know that, wait, you can already detect, your sickness just by saliva, just by you can also have your own personal toothpaste. There's so many things, but the lack of awareness is always the first thing that's the problem, right? Now, Harish, we spoke about, having a lot of AI on the prevention side. Now, in terms of the cure, have you seen any advancements? A lot of people talk about precision medicine, right? Because what I've seen is one person taking the same medicine, it has different effects to another person. When you speak about precision medicine, is it really like having a specific like medicine to a specific person? Is it like that?
Yes, it's not really a specific medicine, but it
Uh-huh.
absolutely will cure different conditions and diseases.
Okay.
So, for example, drug development, drug
Yeah.
discovery, mRNA vaccines. So it's about gene
Mm.
expression, epigenetics. I mean, these are being discovered much faster with AI, with analyzing that data, and it leads to much better treatments for people. The typical cycle is 10 to 15 years in pharma. It's a very long
Oh.
intensive cycle that can be reduced to 6 months to a year. So it leads to
Wow.
much better outcomes. Yeah, so in all of these areas, whether it's therapeutics or diagnostics, there's a
Mhm,
lot of
mhm.
innovation with AI across the board. Yeah.
Wow, imagine from 10 to 15 years to 6 months to 1 year. That's really like, accelerating, healthcare on another level. Now, Harish, I mean, in terms of the acceleration of AI, sometimes, because the problem now also, there's a lot of movies like AI is bad.
Right. Yes.
So people even get scared that, there's going to be this robot, that's going to do this and that. I mean, in other than educating people, what do you think are the solutions for people to be comfortable with it? Because at the end of the day, I think if you can look at AI from the other side of what could be done better. You spoke a lot of things today about how AI is transforming healthcare. What are the other things we could do to
I think
help people? Right?
no, that's a very good point, Wanda. I think one of the really important things is what we call data integrity. So, what is the
Mm,
source of that data? We want to make sure it's valid, it's accurate, it's truthful. We used to read all the time. I'm sure you've had the same situation. You read a
yeah.
headline or a news article. What is the source? It's not accurate. It's hearsay. It gets
Mm.
so same thing in AI. The data, the source has to be accurate, and we have to be able to verify that. So we call this whole area data integrity, and
Mm.
that's going to become more and more important. We have to be responsible with that data, make sure it's used in the right hands, all of those things. It's about awareness and talking more about it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you said. I mean, as an auditor, I always look at how accurate is this data, because if you're using predictive analytics, but the data is not true, then it becomes a problem, right? I
That's
mean,
right.
AI can only do so much if you feed it with the right information.
Yeah.
Now, Harish, I think one of the challenges I thought, I mean, right now, I met a lot of integrative doctors who seems to do like a lot of things, which is good, but it's never documented in terms of what happened to their patients, what process. I mean, every treatment is different depending on the condition, right? And there's no database of this, specifically those integrative doctors
Right.
who work holistically. What do you think could be done to make sure that, AI doesn't only look at data, but on the holistic side of things?
That's right. It's this whole area called functional health, right? Functional
Oh,
medicine.
yeah, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
again, I totally agree. We need to educate and make the public more aware of there's other
Mm-hmm.
treatments than just the traditional approach of medicine and healthcare. There's a lot of food as medicine, other treatments,
So,
spiritual side. All of that's really
mm-hmm.
important, and AI can play a role in that as well. Through education and podcasts like this, and just raising awareness. So I think we need to do it all and look at every case is different, and
True.
people try different paths to treatment and get healthier. There's not one solution for everybody. I think we need to be open and welcoming to embrace the AI sort of wave coming. Mm.
I like what you said. We need to be open, embrace. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think AI is not a threat. It's an augmentation to make, healthcare better, to help people live longer lives, better lives, making food as your medicine. That's really good. Now, Harish, I know you shared a lot of information already. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to know about this VC, the projects that you're involved with, I think it's all very interesting, right? Like, this is happening, it's already there. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Thank you. The best way is on LinkedIn, or I have a personal website, harishconsole.com. Please reach out, and happy to help.
Thank you, Harish. Are there any last words in terms of advice or anything you want to say, because I think in terms of AI, innovation, healthcare, you're the best person to
Thank
talk
you.
about this topic.
I'm honored. I don't know if I'm the best, but always learning. But I think, really the words of advice is AI is not a threat. It's very
Mm,
exciting. We're entering this world of abundance, and AI is really amplifies everything we're doing now, and it just accelerates innovation. So we're all about
mhm.
innovating to lead to better outcomes, living healthier, longer, better lives together. So I'm very excited about it, and thank you for having me, Wanda.
Thank you, Harish. Listening to you makes me even more excited about AI in terms of, what's possible, what's happening now, what could be done better. And I hope everybody got to be reminded today AI is not a threat. It's something that's abundantly, can help us amplify, transform healthcare in another direction. Thank you, Harish, again for your time. And until the next episode, and I look forward to seeing you in Dubai soon.
My pleasure. Take care.
Thank you again, Harris, for joining us live today. I did learn a lot. My mind is like trying to summarize everything. But I think let me recall and summarize three most important points on today's episode. Number one, let us remember AI is not a threat. AI can never replace humans. It's about using AI abundantly so we can transform healthcare. What I love about what Harish said is that, AI is transforming healthcare right now in terms of predictive analytics, helping you find out, in terms of are you get what kind of sickness you're gonna have, or what kind of food you want to take or you need to take already, in terms also of what toothpaste you need to have. That's so powerful, right? Other than predictive analytics, also about precision medicine. He spoke about how, there's a lot of AI now that's being used to make sure that it's not about having an exact medicine, but it's about creating that medicine that's right for the people. Also, he spoke about personalized healthcare. Why? Because there's a lot of real-time detection that AI can do for patients without the need, to wait for you to be treated. There's so much about AI, but I think what I want also to be reminded and to remind everyone is that if you really want to change lives, why not embrace AI? I think Harish clearly mentioned that one of the number one problems of people today is embracing change, right? But I think why, if AI can improve our healthcare, he rightly said, sometimes it's 10 to 15 years, but AI can shortcut the process from one from 6 months to 1 year. How much lives could be saved? Because now with AI, a lot of medicines can be affordable. A lot of treatments could be accessible globally. And I hope more people get to understand that. So today, again, let me thank Harish for guesting on the podcast. Let me thank everyone who's watching us live or on replay. Thank you. My name is Wandalin Tankalupig. Join us again for the next episode of the Cancer Conversations podcast, because our goal is to share life-saving insights one podcast at a time. Whether you want to be a guest to share your expertise, whether you want to promote your products or services or partner with us, please send me or my team a message. Thank you, and God bless you.